probably there's a lot of artifact there with extra osseous calcification, which can artifactually elevate the DEXA scan, the BMD at that site. But the other thing is that the quality of the bone in advanced CKD is so variable. You've got low turnover, normal turnover, high turnover, mixed osteodystrophy. You've got a terrific mix of different types of structural bone disease there. So the quality of the bone is very, very variable. So it's not surprising that the DEXA scan, which only measures the quantity of bone, not the quality of bone, not surprising if you only measure quantity with the DEXA scan, you don't get all the way there like you do in a normal person. So I think it's plausible to think that DEXA scans are not going to be very good. Now, it looks now as though DEXA scans, the bone density measurements done in the radius, may have some predictive value in terms of fracture in the dialysis population. But it's still nothing like as good as in the general population. And it's, I don't think necessarily, and given the fact that these standard osteoporosis treatments are not licensed and are essentially unproven in the dialysis population, I still think this is a really difficult area. Thin bones with fractures in the dialysis population. Now, the majority of people who do that because they've got a disease you can treat have either got incredibly bad hyperparathyroidism, which is usually very obvious for other reasons, or they've got adynamic bone disease, which is usually not quite as obvious, but you can usually make a reasonably good attempt to diagnose it. In the absence of either of those, I think all you can do is make sure that vitamin D status is optimized, that PTH is optimized. So I think the KD target is not a bad target to be going after in that respect, and that phosphate control is good. That's all I think all you can do.
So what I understand...
No evidence in that situation any of the standard anti-resortives reduce fractures.
So from your practice, you don't recommend using DEXA regular?
We virtually never use DEXA scans in dialysis patients.
Do you suggest the use of some laboratory markers?
Well, I think bone turnover, well, of course, PTH is a surrogate for bone turnover. That's a good start when one is measuring that. Total alkaline phosphatase, and better still, bone-specific alkaline phosphatase if you've got it. I would urge you to think about getting that set up. It's not that difficult, and it definitely does enhance somewhat. It's not perfect to get, but it's better than total alkaline phosphatase.
But you don't recommend measuring C-terminal conversion?
The problem with the collagen peptide fragments, of course, is the usual one with any peptide in the disease is accumulation because of failure of glomerular excretion. So interpretation is always quite difficult. This is not a problem with bone-specific alkaline phosphatase, which is made by bone cells and is eliminated entirely by means independent of renal function.
And what we have is to adjust in a proper way vitamin D, calcium, phosphorus.
I think that's all you can do.
Thank you very much. We'll see for the next please, Dr. Ahmed.
I have the pleasure to present Dr. Ahmed Asabi, nephrology specialist from Mahalla. Mahalla is a very nice city beside Mansoura, the famous of manufacturing of Egyptian cotton.
It must be very good.
They are very rich as well.
Because of the time, and I received the notice from Amgen, from Dr. Khayal, just to finish by 4 o'clock. So we stayed back 30 minutes to finish. And when we close, because we respect your guidelines and safety of our their best is a priority, we will stop at 4 o'clock.
I like the title.
First, I would like to chairperson to say from Cunningham to give me this chance to stay here and presentations about the current ways towards the future under supervision of my Professor Mansoura. I will start and will summarize my case in this picture. This is the show the sequence of events to these patients, and you can see how far away they destroy the future of these patients from can be a normal person to a burden on himself, on his family, and on the government. He started here by one person and then started to have a pharma from tumor, and he crippled and after paralytic. Our person is the 41 years old patient from married and have 2 offsprings with no special habits or medical importance. He is known case with seizures and regular deaths, 3 sessions per week for hours duration since 1999. Past history of hemodialysis for 4 months, then renal transplantation in 1993, with a survival 6 years, graft failure after that, and resuming hemodialysis in 1999. He had dialysis and treatment since childhood, no past history of diabetes, hypertension, TB, or renal stones, or non-steroidal. 2 years later, after initiation of hemodialysis, he complained of breast pain and vomiting. The condition started with solitary maxillary swelling that gradually and progressively increased in size and became bilaterally, as we show in these pictures. On examination, he looks ill and pale, blood pressure 130 over 90, polymus index 26, and their bilateral maxillary swelling, hard, bony, not tender, not confined, 3 skin above it. 1.5 to 7 meters. The laboratory investigation show there is mild anemia 9.7 with hyperphosphatemia 7.6 and hyperpara 1009, and the calcium phosphorus was high. So we started our management and take decision of parasitotomy, but the patients unfortunately refused because there is another medical opinion that refused with parasitotomy. So we checked it with the IV alpha calcidol pulse therapy, 9 micrograms per week for 3 months without any probe. The PTHIs from 1,000 to 2,000 up. We afforded fucinic acid, but the patient couldn't be afforded at the time. The following years show dramatic course. The hands showed pseudo clubbing, the face swelling larger gradually and progressively. Bony X increased, difficult to walk, and had bony fracture. And we can show here the pseudo clubbing. The patient became pregnant, and we computerized the CT for left femur, marked osteoporosis seen in the femur with femoral shaft fracture and resolved femoral weak. With the duration of this condition, the patient agreed to be for parathyroidotomy, so we arranged him for the following investigation prior to the operation: neck ultrasound and systemic scan for the parathyroid gland. The neck ultrasound only parathyroid, enlarged parathyroid glands, and systemic scan of parathyroid only hyperactive parathyroid adenoma. So the patient was referred to an institute in Cairo when he underwent total thyroidectomy and total parathyroidectomy, but the patient unfortunately, upon his request, was discharged from the hospital early post-operative against medical advice and continues his dialysis infrequent without proper assessment and placement and diet. Finally, this is a picture again to summarize the events in this patient and how the parathyroidectomy or upper para destroy the patient's life and can destroy his future. And so questions to Professor, what the patient can lose if the parathyroidectomy, medical and surgical, are postponed.
So here I invite Dr. Abdullah. So we will take all the cases of hyperparathyroidism and parathyroidism together, and then our their guest, Sir Cunningham, will give a comment on all the cases of parathyroid, just for the time being. Dr. Abdullah, It's my honor to introduce Dr. Abdullah. He is one of the very active doctors in the Florida education, and he has left you, and he will give his presentation to
Thank you, Professor Hussein. This is a case related to non-compliance of a patient related to chronic kidney disease, mineral and bone disorders. Actually, she was a 40 years old female in stage renal disease and hypertensive following a delivery 6 years. She is on maintenance hemodialysis. Her major complaint was bone pain all over the body, and also the other complications, traditional complications of CKD as anemia, etc. But I will concentrate on the KD-MBD condition. Her serum phosphorus 513, calcium 913, and BTH 670. We prescribed her medications and diet counseling. Whatever what we prescribed, I will not discuss the medications because this is not my point of view. But we asked her to follow up investigations after 2 weeks to check the trend of the investigations and reassess the medications and those prescribed. The patient was to follow up for 6 months. After 6 months, she presented to us again with same bone pain. Her serum calcium at that time, after 6 months, was 11.2, phosphorus 8, BTH 888. Again, we prescribed her medication and diet counseling and asked her again for follow-up after 2 weeks for reassessment of investigations. The patient was followed up again for 5 months. After 5 months, she came back again with BTH 1250, calcium 7.7, phosphorus 7.5, and severe neck pain and paresthesia in upper limb. We do X-ray cervical spine, and here there is collapse between C5 and C6 in her lateral view of cervical spine X-ray. And here also in the anterior posterior view, there is absent or loss of disk space. MRI was done. Again, there is erosion in the cervical disk space. We consulted neurosurgery. I referred her for neurosurgery consultation and asked her to get back us with the feedback, because she was not dialyzing in our unit, she's dialyzing in a very far rural area. The patient was up again for very early in the time, about a year and a half. She came back again, showing us the X-ray of the fixation of the surgery, and she is complaining again of the bone pain, presenting also the new complaint, hypertension. Even the patient was always hypertensive, and also non-compliant with the medication. My question is, may non-compliance of the patient be an indication for parathyroidectomy? I know that post-operative period need also a very close monitoring and follow-up. She may need admission for a long time. Even this may be needed because we also have here a fixation. This may make the surgery more difficult. Even the patient has had short neck, and she may not comply to the medication for the post-operative period. Thank you.
much, Dr. Muhammad. The next case with Dr. Ibrahim Salim, represented by Dr. Ibrahim Salim. He is one of the members of the Egyptian Society of Nephrology Council, and he will present the case in the domain of parasympathetic. So, the last case in the domain of parasympathetic will be presented by Dr. Clearly, and then Sir Cunningham will give a brief comment about the cases, and will end by Dr. Ahmed Fatah case in the post-transplant pregnancy.
This is the last of the 5 years, 2009, 2012 years. It's resistantly high calcium, it's resistant high pH was 1,300, 1,400, up to 3,688 in June. In fact, 2012. Institution for other causes for hypercalcemia and stage renal disease was done, which was negative. Seen lapse in relation to the guidelines is for the EPH 6,668 is out of all levels. What is our management? We start with efficient hemodialysis, capital booster, excellent blood flow, stage where we are approaching 1.3 prescribed to state diet with no calcium diet. This is
راحتك انت معنا بقول لك بس في محاضرة.
121 and state years of 166 and we realize against low diazine calcium loss. We start here vitamin D analogs to give the BTH senses, but increase the serum calcium and increase the serum phosphorus. So we give her phosphate binding agent. We start with the calcium-based phosphate binding agent. We start with Marcat, calcium acetate. We start with 700 milligram every 8 hours. Then we shift to non-calcium-based Renagel. After that, we start with calcium-mimetic agents to inhibit the pH senses, inhibit the pH secretion, decrease the serum calcium. We give her Membar 30 as a patient who is financially covered with the ability to raise the dose from 30 milligram up to 120 milligram. But still, there is high calcium, high PTH. Echocardiography shows calcified mitral annulus with mild incompetence and mitral valve stenosis. X-ray in every hand and foot shows multiple soft tissue calcified nodules. Thyroid ultrasound shows bilateral parathyroid masses. They were 3. So we have the method of PTH, calcium, phosphate, and vitamin D. We have phosphate binders, change the calcium loss. We give Sinacalcet, give vitamin D analogs. And finally, we have information to go fast for parasympathetic. According to the National Peace Foundation outcome, our patient is candidate for parasympathetic. She has a resistant engagement to serum PTH over 1,000. She has disability performance, has pain in the right hip, ankle, and knee, is limping. She has severe hypercalcemia and hypophosphatemia. Back to medical therapy, start Sinacalcet, start Renagel, with no response. Total parasympathetic was done as the patient is not candidate for renal transplant and is having blood groups are incompatible. Our patient finally underwent parasympathetic. But she used to do it in Egypt, she go to Hammersmith Hospital, and she was done by a professor of senior professor of parasympathetic surgeon. Loading is 1 hour as you go, 12 hours, switch between a gel, 100 every 8 hours, calcium carbonate, 1 gram every 8 hours. 6 2012, total parasympathetic was done, removal of 5 grams for lung. Anti-cancer was over the course, no intravenous calcium needed. 1 week post-operative, the calcium is flat, hospital 6.3, PTH was 24, reduction of 1 alpha calcidone adults having a very low percentage. Just with the calcium supplement, alpha calcium was done according to the trend plan. The current situation of the patient is she is now being dialysis with high calcium diuretic 1.75, calcium carbonate 500 milligram once daily, alpha calcium 1 mic every other day. What is our problem list? Irreversible parathyroidectomy or parathyroidectomy. This is very, very late parathyroidectomy. To return to the back, if this patient benefit total parathyroidectomy is done with open transplantation, what is the optimal level of PTH post-parathyroidectomy to prevent adynamic bone disease? Will this patient benefit from the peripheral type or two? Will this patient benefit from switching of the diazine calcium concentration from low 1.25 or medium 1.5 or high 1.75? Is there a low? Home health is not available in Asia. There's no expertise can read it, but she can travel can do it outside Asia. Is there a rule for home biopsy? Is there a rule for vitamin D? This is a problem list.
Okay, we will move to the last case in the parathyroid domain. Dr. Bear from the Mansoura Hospital under supervision of Osama Shahari.
Years old male patient from Giza, married and has 2 offspring, on hemodialysis 20 years ago with no special treatment. Referred for mentioned specialized hospital or we do parasite operation. The condition started 16 years ago by generalized bone ache and bone recurrence. Our patient had 3 parathyroidectomy operation among these females. First operation occurred at 13 April 2002. Removal of only 3 lobes of parathyroid. Left lower lobe not removed. Preoperative lab PTH 1141 picogram per milli. Calcium 13.5 milligram per deciliter. And the post-operative lab is PTH 39 picogram per milli. Calcium is 6 milligram per deciliter. After 10 years from first operation, patient complaining of severe bone ache again and bone counts progressively increased. Serum calcium 15.3 milligram per deciliter, with PTH level is 1,180, increased up to 1,984 picogram per milli, and reach finally 2,347 picogram per milli. Next sonography revealed large parathyroid mass in relation to the lower bole of left thyroid lobe. Parathyroid scan early image show good tracer uptake by thyroid gland with a hot focus at its lower left lobe. MRI neck show left parathyroid adenoma with relation as described above. So second operation occurred at 3 January 2012. The left lower parathyroid gland is removed, which is not removed in the first operation. Post-operative pathology show parathyroid adenoma. Post-operative lab PTH is 412 picogram per milli, calcium 9.1 milligram per deciliter. Unfortunately, at March 2014, PTH level rise again to 2,320 picogram per milli. Calcium is 13.6 milligram per deciliter. We do parathyroid scan. The parathyroid scan shows focal rounded lesion showing active uptake by retention seen at the left supraclavicular region. This finding would suggest functioning parathyroid adenoma in a So, third operation occurred at 13 March 2040. Left supraepitopic parathyroid gland is removed. Post-operative PTH is 310 picogram per milli, calcium 9.2 milligram per dc. Now, serum calcium of the patient is 14.4 milligram per deciliter. PTH level is 1,195. There is also other PTH level 1,154 picogram per milliliter. The patient received senior calcium 60 milligram once daily with poor response either clinically and laboratory. Serum calcium level is 14.2 milligram, phosphorus 2.2. Unfortunately, surgeons in our hospital are reluctant from surgery. Our question is, shall we proceed for parathyroid scanning by different modalities for possible surgical intervention? Is there any line of medical treatment to avoid surgical intervention? Thank you.
Just for the best management of the time, I invite the doctor is in the case, although it's possible it's not hypocalcemia, but related to pre-transplant parathyroidectomy to finish all the parathyroids today.